It was the summer of 2005 when the Midnight Majesty set sail on its fateful voyage. Among the throngs of excited vacationers was Sarah, a young woman with dreams of adventure and escape. She had booked the trip as a solo traveler, eager to explore the world beyond her mundane existence. On the third night of the cruise, Sarah found herself drawn to the ship's observation deck, mesmerized by the vastness of the ocean. As she gazed out into the darkness, a chill ran down her spine, and she felt a presence behind her. Turning around, she was met with an empty deck, the only sound the gentle lapping of the waves against the ship's hull. Brushing off her unease, Sarah returned to her cabin, only to find her keycard missing from her pocket. Frantically searching the dimly lit hallway, she retraced her steps, but her keycard remained elusive. With a sinking feeling in her stomach, she approached the ship's staff for assistance. Hours passed, and despite their best efforts, Sarah's keycard was nowhere to be found. Distraught and exhausted, she resigned herself to spending the night in the ship's lounge until a replacement could be issued. But as the hours dragged on, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, the sense of unease growing with each passing moment. The next morning, when the crew conducted their routine head count, they discovered a passenger missing from their cabin. Panic spread among the staff as they combed every inch of the ship, searching for any sign of the vanished individual. But try as they might, there was no trace of Sarah or any clue to her whereabouts. Weeks turned into months, and still, Sarah's disappearance remained a haunting mystery. Theories circulated among the passengers, ranging from foul play to supernatural intervention. Some claimed to have seen a shadowy figure lurking in the corridors late at night, while others whispered of a curse that had befallen the Midnight Majesty. But for Sarah's family and friends left behind, the truth remained elusive, leaving them to wonder what truly happened to their beloved daughter and friend aboard the ill-fated cruise ship. The Haunted Cabin. Fast forward to the year 2013, and the Midnight Majesty embarked on yet another voyage, this time with a new set of passengers eager to experience the luxury of life at sea. Among them was the Johnson family, a picture of happiness and excitement as they stepped aboard the ship. Unbeknownst to them, their dream vacation would soon descend into a nightmare beyond their wildest imaginations. It all began when they were assigned cabin 538, a seemingly innocuous room with a breathtaking view of the ocean. But from the moment they stepped foot inside, an oppressive atmosphere descended upon them, like a weight pressing down on their chests. Strange occurrences plagued the Johnsons from the outset, from flickering lights to unexplained cold spots that seemed to follow them wherever they went. At night, they heard whispered voices echoing through the walls, their words indistinct yet filled with malice. Sleep became a distant memory as the family tossed and turned, tormented by nightmares that felt all too real. As the days passed, the Johnsons' once vibrant spirits began to wither, replaced by a sense of dread that hung heavy in the air. They pleaded with the ship staff to reassign them to a different cabin, but their requests fell on deaf ears. Desperate for answers, they sought out fellow passengers, hoping to find someone who could shed light on the cabin's dark history. What they discovered chilled them to the core. Decades earlier, Cabin 538 had been the site of a tragic accident, claiming the lives of an entire family under mysterious circumstances. Since then, it had remained vacant, a grim reminder of the horrors that lurked within its walls. With newfound determination, The Johnsons vowed to uncover the truth behind the cabin's sinister reputation. But as they delved deeper into its dark past, they soon realized that some secrets were best left buried, lest they unleash forces beyond their control. The Phantom Passenger. In the year 2018, the Midnight Majesty embarked on its final voyage, its sleek exterior belying the horrors that lay dormant within. Among the passengers was Jack, a seasoned traveler with a thirst for adventure and a penchant for the unknown. From the moment he stepped aboard the ship, Jack sensed that something was amiss. A feeling of unease settled over him, like a shadow lurking just beyond his field of vision. Ignoring his instincts, he brushed off his apprehensions and set out to enjoy his vacation. But as the days passed, Jack couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, the sensation of eyes boring into the back of his skull wherever he went. Late at night, when the ship was shrouded in darkness, he heard footsteps echoing through the corridors. Yet when he investigated, there was no one to be found. Determined to uncover the source of his unease, Jack began to research the ship's history, uncovering a series of disturbing incidents that had occurred aboard the Midnight Majesty over the years. From unexplained disappearances to sightings of shadowy figures wandering the decks at night, the ship seemed to be cursed by a malevolent force. One story, in particular, caught Jack's attention: the legend of the Phantom Passenger. According to rumors, a ghostly figure had been spotted roaming the ship's corridors, its ethereal form haunting those who dared to cross its path. Fueled by curiosity, Jack embarked on a quest to unravel the mystery of the Phantom Passenger, determined to capture evidence of its existence. Armed with a camera and a heart full of courage, he ventured into the darkest corners of the ship, where the veil between the living and the dead grew thin. What he encountered there would haunt him for the rest of his days, a chilling reminder of the horrors that lurked within the shadows. For as Jack delved deeper into the ship's mysteries, he unwittingly unleashed forces beyond his comprehension, setting into motion a chain of events that would seal his fate. And so, as the Midnight Majesty sailed off into the horizon, it carried with it the echoes of the past, a vessel adrift in a sea of darkness and despair. For those who dared to board its decks, the true horror of their voyage had only just begun. Our first tale takes us back to the summer of 2008, aboard the grand vessel Ocean Serenity. Among its crew was Emily, a young waitress full of dreams and aspirations. As the ship set sail on its journey across the Atlantic, little did Emily know that her life was about to take a terrifying turn. One fateful night, as Emily made her rounds, she encountered a mysterious stranger who seemed to appear out of nowhere. Something about his presence unnerved her, sending shivers down her spine. From that moment on, Emily felt as though she was being watched, a feeling that only intensified as the days passed. Late at night, she would hear strange noises echoing through the corridors, like whispers carried on the wind. Then, one night, Emily failed to show up for her shift, sending her fellow crew members into a panic. Despite a thorough search of the ship, there was no sign of her anywhere. Days turned into weeks, and still, Emily remained missing, her disappearance shrouded in mystery. Some claimed to have seen her wandering the decks late at night, her eyes empty and devoid of life. To this day, the fate of Emily and the identity of the stranger remain unknown, leaving behind a chilling legacy that haunts the crew of the Ocean Serenity. And so, as the Ocean Serenity, continues its endless journey across the sea. One question remains: what truly happened to Emily on that fateful night? Our next tale takes us to the year 2015, aboard the opulent cruise liner Eternal Elegance. Among its passengers were the Smiths, a wealthy family seeking refuge from the stresses of everyday life. From the moment they stepped foot inside their cabin, the Smiths were plagued by a sense of unease. Strange occurrences soon followed, from objects moving on their own to disembodied whispers that seemed to echo through the walls. As the nights grew longer, the haunting intensified, driving the Smiths to the brink of madness. Desperate for answers, they sought out the ship's staff, only to be met with skepticism and disbelief. Determined to uncover the truth, the Smiths embarked on their own investigation, delving into the ship's dark history. What they discovered would shake them to their core. Decades earlier, the suite had been the site of a horrific crime, leaving behind a trail of death and despair. Since then, it had remained vacant, a grim reminder of the horrors that lurked within its walls. With newfound understanding, the Smiths vowed to confront the entity that haunted their suite, risking everything in a bid to reclaim their peace of mind. And so, as the Eternal Elegance continues its journey across the sea, the Smiths stand united against the darkness that threatens to consume them. The Cursed Artifact. Our third tale unfolds aboard the Mystic Voyager, a cruise ship renowned for its collection of ancient artifacts. Among them was the infamous Eye of Horus, a cursed relic said to bring misfortune to all who possess it. From the moment the Eye of Horus came aboard the ship, strange things began to happen. Passengers reported feeling a sense of dread whenever they were near it, while others claimed to have seen shadowy figures lurking in its vicinity. As the days passed, the artifact's malevolent influence grew stronger, casting a shadow over the entire ship. Crew members whispered of accidents and mishaps that seemed to occur whenever the artifact was nearby. Desperate to rid themselves of the curse, the crew attempted to dispose of the artifact, but each time they tried, they were met with failure. It seemed as though the Eye of Horus was determined to remain aboard the Mystic Voyager. In the end, the artifact's curse proved too powerful to overcome, leaving the passengers and crew at the mercy of its dark influence. And so, as the Mystic Voyager sails on, the cursed artifact continues to cast its shadow over all who dare to cross its path. The Ghostly Orchestra. Our fourth tale takes us to the year 2010, aboard the magnificent vessel Harmony of the Seas. Among its many attractions was a grand ballroom where passengers could dance the night away to the strains of a live orchestra. One fateful night, as the orchestra played a haunting melody, the music took on a life of its own. Passengers reported seeing shadowy figures moving across the dance floor, their movements synchronized to the music. Terrified, they fled the ballroom, leaving behind a scene of chaos and confusion. But when the crew investigated, they found no trace of the ghostly orchestra, leading many to believe it was nothing more than a mass hallucination. Yet, as the nights wore on, the haunting continued, with passengers reporting sightings of the ghostly orchestra throughout the ship. Some claim to have heard the music echoing through the corridors late at night, a haunting melody that sent chills down their spines. To this day, the ghostly orchestra remains a mystery, its presence a chilling reminder of the supernatural forces that lurk within the shadows. And so, as the Harmony of the Seas continues its voyage across the sea. The ghostly orchestra plays on, its haunting melody echoing through the corridors of time. Our final tale takes us to the year 2017, aboard the majestic vessel Ocean Odyssey. Among its crew was Captain Jameson, a seasoned sailor with decades of experience navigating the treacherous waters of the sea. One stormy night, as the ship battled against the raging tempest, Captain Jameson vanished without a trace. Crew members searched every inch of the vessel, but there was no sign of him anywhere. As the storm raged on, passengers reported sightings of a ghostly figure standing on the bridge, its form shrouded in mist. Some claimed it was the spirit of Captain Jameson, doomed to wander the ship for all eternity. To this day, the fate of Captain Jameson remains a mystery, his disappearance a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk beneath the surface of the sea. And so, as the Ocean Odyssey continues its journey across the ocean, the phantom captain watches over it, a silent guardian of the deep.